I know you're very busy working so hard to amass and create wealth for yourself, for your children, maybe for your children, your parents, your siblings, or whoever you may have found the need to provide for, or you may have found as your responsibility. Have you taken out time to ask, what becomes of my wealth after I've gone? We have seen instances whereby families fight over a deceased person's property, either because the person did not leave a will at all, or because the person left a will but they are not satisfied with the content of the will. Now, after they have managed to get the properties you left, either through the will or because there was no will, they shared it amongst themselves. Within the shortest times of the passing away of the deceased person, the persons whom these properties were shared to or willed to begins to sell them off. And this includes even businesses and companies. They begin to sell them off. This is where the importance of this video comes. Is that what you want for your properties, for your companies, for your businesses? You worked so hard to create this wealth. I was thinking that your interest in wealth creation is also to make the wealth a generational wealth. One way to make your wealth a generational wealth and stop your immediate beneficiaries, which may be your children, your spouse, your parents or siblings, from selling off those properties or dissipating them, is creation of trust. A person is allowed by law to create a trust under a will. Now, what trust does for you is that you decide who are the beneficiaries of that trust, like you provide for them just when you are alive. Now, you also have to appoint a trustee that will manage this trust on behalf of your beneficiaries. So all these persons will benefit from the proceeds of the trust, just like they will benefit from you when you are alive. For instance, they will benefit from the company. If you have a company, they can benefit, or they are to benefit from the dividend of the company. Dividends are to be shared amongst them according to the percentages provided under the trust deed. Also, if it is property, you can decide to say if it is a rentable or tenantable properties, you decide what percentage of the rent goes to who and when, instead of giving out the properties outrightly to one person or two persons, which will give them the room to sell it off within the shortest of time, and all of that will be gone. So while you are working so hard building wealth, especially for first generation wealth builders, this is very important. Also endeavor to protect your wealth for your children if you actually love them, because by the time they sell it off, that same fear of I don't want my children to go through what I went through might return. Because when you sell off a thing, the enjoyment is just for the now that you sold it off. Within the shortest of time, you become broke. Also, you'll be protecting your family from unnecessary and unwarranted fights because they are dragging over your property. And your property will outlive you, will outlive the first beneficiary, second beneficiaries. Usually, a trust can actually be created in perpetuity. There are more dimensions to creation of trust, but this is just a tip of the iceberg. See you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.